हॅलो, गुड मॉर्निंग. एम्ब्रियोलॉजी ऑफ एंजियोस्पर्मच्या पेपरमध्ये हा दुसरा जो पार्ट आहे, ह्या दुसऱ्या पार्टमध्ये आपल्याला दुसरा चॅप्टर आहे तो मायक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस. हा दुसरा चॅप्टर मायक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस पाहायचा आहे. सो ऑल ऑफ द BSc second students have to know that the second chapter in the embryology of angiosperm paper, that is the microsporogenesis. What it includes? It includes how the morphological stamen is present, how the structure is present, and how the stamen has to be developed. Then anther has to be developed, and what is the end to produce some things in the embryogeny. So microsporogenesis includes first stamen. What is the stamen? Stamen is a part of the androecium in the essential whorl of the flower, and the stamen has been constituted the three parts distinctly. The upper one is bilobed structure. Generally it is called as the anther lobe. Must be bicelled or dithecous in nature. Some cases unithecous nature, but here dithecous in nature. The second most is the connective, to connect the anther and the filament, and third one is a filament. Particularly these three structures are most important. No doubt filament is a sterile one, but anther lobes are fertile one to produce the microspores or the pollen grains in the mature anther. The filament has to be important for dehiscence of the anthers. Morphologically, the relation between the connective and the anther lobe is very different. As in primitive case, it is adennate type. Then, if it attached to the base, called as the basifixed anther, at the dorsal side it is called the dorsifix, and in some cases, in generally as a grasses or from the family Poaceae, these anthers are versatile in nature, where they are freely swings in the air. So, anther have a vasculature system supply the nutrition, dorsal as well as ventral one. How this stamen is developed? In the development of the stamen, the stamens are generally arises as a meristematic mound on the thalamus after the formation of the petals. This meristematic mound is always a rounded one. They have all the cells, structure and functions are same. This meristematic mound is considered here as a primordia, and from this primordium development, the stamen has to be developed on the receptacle. The primordial, particularly mound has to be elongate in the next stage very rapidly, and soon assumes roughly in the form of the anther and filament as a base of the primordia. First what happened? After the enlarging, they have been started to a structural part of the tissues and indicating that what are the tissues are the anther lobes and other parts. So, with increase in primordial size, it shows four bulging areas outside. Look at in the diagram. These bulging areas has been indicating that this is the formation of the microsporangium. This indication the position of arising that particular microsporangia. These regions suddenly grow as compared to the rest of the anthers. At this stage, there is a marked differential growth in the connective and the anther wall to determine the shape of a mature anther. We look at here second diagram. The filament develops slowly, represented by slight narrow base. In young anther, it develops very rapidly little before the flower opens, and it has to continue to elongate after opening of flower, and it shows this type of the structures. It is the complete anther and stamen has to be formed. Then after the development of the stamen, the next part is development of anther or anther development. It is also called as a microsporogenesis. हा बाकी प्रश्न जो आहे तो 10 मार्क्ससाठी येत असतो आणि ह्याच्यात ह्या डायग्रॅम जे आहे त्या डायग्रॅम अत्यंत महत्त्वाचे आहेत. त्यामुळं स्टुडंट हॅव हाव टू बी अंडरस्टँड याच्या डायग्रॅम चांगल्या त्याला मार्क्स हे व्यवस्थित पडणार. त्यामुळं डेव्हलपमेंट एम्ब्रायलॉजीच्या प्रत्येक डेव्हलपमेंटमध्ये आपली डायग्रॅम ही चांगली असली पाहिजे. हा लार्ज प्रश्न आणि ब्रॉडला येत असतो. 10 मार्क्स आपल्याला सहजासहजी असं येऊन जात असतो. 9 तरी मार्क्स किमान पडतच असतात व्यवस्थित डायग्रॅम आणि एक्सप्लेनेशन असेल तर. आणि त्यामुळं हा प्रश्न तुम्ही नक्कीच करा. व्हेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट, हाऊ टू डेव्हलप द anther. Particularly this is the example from the Lillian. In the anther development, what happened? We look at here the first diagram. It has been started from the meristematic mound developed on the stamen, and after that stamen filament, this meristematic mound has to be in capacity or ability to divide and redivide, because of all these tissues are same in function and same in structure. And the word meristematic has been itself indicates that it have been ability to divide, so it is called as meristematic in nature. This globular mound is called as a primordium. This is first step in the anther development. After that, this second development has been started, where increase in the area and it becomes enlarged and differentiated 4 bulging areas. We look at here 1, 2, 3 and 4 bulging areas in the particularly region, which indicates that it is a development has to be started in the sporangium, or sporangia has to be started to develop in the anther. In the third diagram, we look at here the just below the epidermis, a second cell has been located in each 4 corners. That means it is hypodermal in origin, and this hypodermal origin is a particularly anther development, and which is called as the sporangial initial cells. The sporangial initial cells just below this epidermis have been differentiated completely from above all the structures and all the cells. Why? Because of it is a larger as compared to the next. It becomes very dark and dense cytoplasm with a dense nucleus, and with full of DNA and RNA material to responsible that it has to be ability to divide. So this cell at four corners hypodermal origin is called as the sporangial initial cell or archisporial cells. This centrally placed is a primordial stand that indicate that connection of the connectivity with the filament. After that, this formation of the sporangial initial cells divides mitotically and to form two-layered structure. This two-layered structure, that means one layer which just below this epidermis becomes as a parietal, and another one is archisporium. Archisporium towards the inside. After that, again this parietal layer may be divided or not be divided, may be divided and forms the another layer called as a middle layer or wall layer of the anthers in the next stage. While archisporium or sporangial cell has been divided against once mitotically and forming a tapetum and megaspore mother cell. We look at here tapetum. What is this tapetum? Tapetum is a part which nourishes or supply the food material to the developing anthers and anther loops, particularly a pollen grains. Tapetum in the angiosperms have two types of the behavior. One of them is called as a secretory type and another one is called as a amoeboid type. How to identify these two types of the tapetum? Amoeboid type of the tapetum is the cells which are becomes divided to form irregularly structures, amoeba-like structures, that is the irregularly structures, and cytoplasm becomes periplasmodium and increase in the amount of the internal structure supply for the supply of the nourishment to the developing pollen grains or microspores. In secretory structure, what happened? Secretory type of the tapetum has been identified by the cells have to be once divided and that cells becomes as a secretory in function. So it is called as a secretory type of the tapetum. So these are the two main tapetum is present and reported in the angiospermic plants. After that, this part has been started to enlarge and grow, and then the anther development has to be starting to complete. And we look at here this part in which the stamen structure is a mature anther with tears of the structures. In the tears, this completely outer part is called as epidermis. But hypodermal part, that is the second layer just below the epidermis, is becomes as a fibrous layer. Fibrous layer. I also draw this a single one. This fibrous layer is a very important because of it becomes as hygroscopic in nature. What about the hygroscopic in nature? The word indicate that the meanings, that means it has been ability to absorb some things. What here absorbs, that has to be needed to do that particular anther structure. It has to be absorbed the particularly a moisture content from the outside for the dehiscence of the anthers. So this fibrous layer is the most important and it is called as the endothecium layer. So presence of endothecium layer in angiosperm is one of the peculiarity in the embryology. This endothecium layer help for the dehiscence of the anthers either longitudinally or either by pores. Below this parietal layer and wall layer is present, and then the sporangia. These are the microsporangia. There are 4 microsporangia, 1, 2, 3 and the 4 in one anther. In this structure we look at here. how it can be has to be opened. This fibrous layer or the endothelium layer absorbs moisture and increase in amount, internal amount. So automatically pressure has been created on the epidermis. And due to that pressure, this epidermis has to be started to break and forms either longitudinally or either by a small pore or the mouth, which is called as stomium. Stomium means opening of the anther, and by which the pollen grains are liberated outside. So pollen grains are dust-like structures, small, light in weight, and they have to be liberated in the outside and then transferred from one place to the another place by different agencies. But at the time of the liberation and transmission of the pollens from the anthers, that is from the microsporingia, they may be uninucleate, may be binucleate, or may be trinucleate. What about these things? Uninucleate is a common one, but in some cases, say for example in aquatic plant, they are already becomes as a trinucleated in structures. That means germination of the pollens has been completed in the microsporingia or within the anther, and then they have to be liberated. Because of in aquatic condition, there is no any possibilities of the pollinated agents. Plant is colorless with colorless flowers, scentless flowers. So problem is that. That is why already they have to be germinated and liberated the pollens or transmitted pollens outside. So these pollens are either uninucleated, binucleated, or trinucleated. So last step in the anther development is the formation of the pollen grains or microspores. Thank you.